Welcome to Inspire Me with Jay, a podcast discussing meditation, the near-death experience, spiritually inspirational and transformative experiences. Welcome to Inspire Me with Jay. I'm your host, Jay Spillers, author and teacher. If you'd like free one-on-one meditation coaching, please see the link below, set up a time, and we will learn how to meditate together. I can help you for free. Thank you. So I have a guest today. Why don't you introduce who you are and a little bit about yourself?
Okay. My birth name is Colleen. I come from the Campbell clan, which is Scottish and English, but I also come from the Frisian clan, which is Canadian French. So I'm a Pat Canuck. I used to always call myself a mutt because the mutts are the best dogs you can adopt from the shelter anyway. Aren't they the most loving? I've always grown up with a big heart. I say I was born with the name Colleen. I'm adapting to my pen name. I too am an author. I've written two within a trilogy of my title called Breathe Nourish Life Thoughtfully. And it's based on a business approach. It's a process mapping approach I've taken because I've always been educated in business. And as a business person and a person who sat for 30 plus years in morbid obesity, and I mean, I had liver panels elevated, I had cholesterol going everywhere, them putting me on meds, which I'll get to maybe eventually, that were counterproductive to my gene. I'm going to put this in quotes, gene mutation, because basically within our hospital system, everybody is considered the same, and I'm part of 1%, and I am supposed to have high cholesterol and not have any cholesterol lowering medications. Therefore, I was being killed inadvertently. I'll get back to that if you want to talk about that later. I was born Colleen. You know my heritage. I've written three. I've taken a business approach, process mapping. I needed to be aware I was broken. I needed to be aware first and foremost I was being treated for stuff that was in my whole entire body illogically wrong. So I got awareness. I got awareness with the meditation. Jay, thank you for that. Getting in your head and listening introspectively and feeling those sensations. That was my healer. Still is. It's also my voice. So we've got awareness, and then we've got the second book, which is restructure. And be aware what was wrong. So what I did in that book is openly and honestly, these are the issues I faced in my life. These were the pieces that I put into this problem. This is what I need to work through. This is how I work through it. And if I haven't worked through it, this is what I'm still working on. And I did that through the whole entire thing. So you get the awareness, the restructure. The restructure is, okay, I worked through those. I'm restructuring my life for alignment. That's a word that you're aware of through meditation. Alignment. Alignment to my essence. Alignment to my source. Alignment to my sensations. I feel them every time I talk about this alignment part. So we've got awareness, restructure, and the book I'm working on, which isn't publishing until 2030, is called Growth. Can't possibly write about growth until I've grown. I've restructured, I've aligned, I've become aware. I'm working on meditation. I've worked on breathing techniques. I put breathing techniques online right now. I know we're all water. I appreciate hydration, all sorts. This here is my empty cup. It's chamomile tea. Here's my cup of water. Here's my cup of black coffee. Everything, water, fluids, nutrition. Everything about me is health based because I've got only two goals in life. And I know this is a long intro, but this is the end. Two goals in life, and that is, for me, my cellular structure and my bone density. Done. Anything over and above that is a bonus, including the books. Oh, my pen name is Lydia
Oh,
Charles.
oh yeah. So how did you get into meditation?
Through the self-love healing, I started and I was so toxic. I'm telling you, Jay, listen. I was morbidly obese for 30 plus years. I couldn't even walk up 12 stairs without being able to not be able to breathe. I had that sweat pouring from my body. I'd go to the restaurant, eat a meal, and I'd need like a diaper dripper on my face because I would drip while eating. I was burning the food as soon as I was eating it. I was so unmetabolized. I was following the hospital system of what they said I should do, what I was supposed to do. And it really just drove me nuts because they diagnosed me at 19 with this disorder. They knew everything about it. And I was completely forgotten and dismissed and just run down and every day you're common, I'm like, but it's not common to me. It doesn't feel common to me. None of this feels common to me. That's how I got into the meditation. That feels common to me. I give long-winded answers because my history is part of the reason why I have to meditate so much.
How much do you meditate each day?
I probably meditate at least a consistent 2 hours. If I'm having a bad day, more. It could take me an entire day. I take at least an hour in the morning. As soon as I wake up, I put that bath water on and I get in and we start meditating. Me. Colleen, we is Colleen. Myself, I, Olivia Charles. I'm also known as Cece. That's my boat name. I have all these plans and visions, and I'm really a visionary because at the end of my day, I write books and I see this whole structure where there are children that really want to write stories and tie together services and create like financial liberation and freedom and tying the children with my core values or soldiers that are homeless on the street. I don't care what reason they're there. I don't want them there. I want them to have pillows and structures around them. So I'm going that direction. And at the end of the day, the children and the soldiers are all going to be healed, and everyone's going to have a book, a story, and a financially independent structure, a revenue stream.
So, like, what kind of meditation do you like to do?
I love to do long breathing, diaphragmic breathing. You get that breath right up into here, and you just hold it so long. And I don't see anything, but I feel it. I don't even know how to describe it. I want to call it an equilibrium, but I don't know what to call it because there are all these vibrational waves, and it's almost like breaking through a wave when you're going into the ocean and you're going for a swim. And when I get into the meditation, I feel the waves. And when I do the release of the breath and then I hold it and I don't let it go, and I have no fear because I know my body will find its way, it goes through another wave, a down wave. And that wave is like almost paranormal. I've never felt that in my whole life.
Do you use music when you do meditation?
I use whatever is around. Sometimes I'll use whatever. If I might be listening to some jazz or some blues and I'll meditate right there on the spot, or I might be listening to symphonic, or I might be just listening to a hertz, whether it be 1111 or 43, whatever, whatever sparks my moment. It's all based on the sensations I feel in any given moment. It really is that simple for me. It never was before,
Do
Jay.
you feel like it balances?
Huh?
You're listening to the Inspire Me with Jay podcast. Please do like and subscribe to the channel, bringing hope and inspiration to the world.
What?
What did you say?
Does it balance and center you?
Oh,
I said,
yeah.
does meditation sort of balance and center you?
It finds what I want more in life than anything. Like I wake up and I'm like, Jay, I want to be like a 5-year-old, but I want my mind. I mean, could you imagine at 5 having an adult mind? Could you imagine that? My mind is at such a creative level. It's like, could you literally imagine feeling and bouncing around like you're 5, but you've got an adult mind? That's like having your cake and eating it too. the flexibility, the jumping, the being able to breathe through it. And, how many kids are able to run and talk and have no issues?
Hmm.
But yeah, I've got
Well, how did it help you with your health issues? Did it just sort of, do you feel like it was healing you physically?
yes, absolutely. If you saw me today, I have a whole YouTube channel. I give it for free. I'm so elated with my health today. I'm not even selling any services. I give everything for free. I will get paid through streaming services. When people start playing with whatever they can do, then eventually you get to do more. It's really funny how that works.
So, do you meditate in the afternoon?
I meditate all times a day. Right now, I would be meditating in the sun, but I schedule the podcast. Like I said, my priorities are my cellular structure and my bone density. If my bones are broken, I can't balance myself and I can't do any of my workouts. If I'm not flexible, if I can't stretch, then my muscles are gonna have atrophy. If my toes are becoming black and gangrene, then I'm not gonna be able to balance myself. So I focus on a variety of areas. And I don't even try to guide anybody. I just show everybody, look, toes, do this. I don't even tell them what to do. I show them. It's easier than telling anybody anything because I'm a visual person. When I can see things, if I see it, I'm like, oh, I get that. You know,
So, is a lot of your meditations visualizations?
in here, it's visualizations. It's only visual when I see somebody guiding me if I'm looking for how to make a bread, I want to see how it's done. I want to see and then I can replicate it. If I want to see somebody sewing something, I want to see how it's done. I can't look at a pattern. I can't even hardly see that as it is. I'd like to see a guide, you know? When I was a kid, I could see patterns. I could sew those things all day long.
So, like if someone was struggling with different health issues, what would you tell them to do in terms of using meditation to start healing them?
Well, first and foremost, I'd ask them if they've ever breathed before. I've got friends telling me they tried breathing. Well, no, you haven't tried breathing because if you're telling me you've tried breathing and you've tried everything, you haven't tried anything. There's more breath work out there than anybody could shake a stick at. Nobody could have done all of it. Hello, you're lying to yourself. That's all I've got to say. I'm not going to talk to somebody who's going to lie to themselves. They're going to lie to me just as easy. It's not worth my time or my effort. It's not my struggle.
So, you like to do diaphragmic breathing, which is like deep belly breathing.
Yes. And when I want energy, I'll do ab work while I'm trying to get energy. And those are the quick breaths. Those are those you do 30 in a row. Quick in, quick, forceful in, forceful out. And then you do 2 minutes of that, 2 sets. That's
Hmm.
my energy. I
Have
call
you
those my ATP breath work.
have you ever done like heart activation breathing?
I don't even know what that is. I'm not sure. It's possible. I haven't explored everything. Even everything in my book, I haven't explored. I still have a lot to explore. I love Joe Dispenza's breathing. And this guy, what's his name? Excuse me. He did this breath work where all of a sudden it's like I could feel myself floating above and around my body at this. What was it? He was referred to me from a
So
friend.
you have like yeah. So I mean, you sometimes you feel like you can like have out of body experiences.
I already have. I did. Excuse me, I gotta check. Hold on. I got water here for a reason.
So, what's the most important thing in meditation, in your opinion?
Getting rid of any thoughts. Just let the process flow. I don't put any thoughts in there. If I'm doing an I am meditation, meaning I'm trying to do inspiration and affirmations, I'll let those thoughts pervade, but not my thoughts, because my doubtful thoughts kill everything. I could easily take an entire relationship with somebody and I could assume my way into the worst catastrophe if I wanted to. Any of us could. Get rid of my thoughts. I try to do that with my friends. If you are only my dear friends can handle me. To be a dear friend to me, you've got to be able to hear, I will not allow you to catastrophize, nor will I allow you to further make yourself ill. If I'm facing you and you're an alcoholic or becoming one, I'm going to tell you, I'm not holding that back at all. I've done that, and my sister died. Another woman, I tell you, you're my friend. If your friends are in a fire or you suspect, you pray for the best. Thinking only of the worst is going to gift you only the worst. I learned it more. Pray for the best. Don't catastrophize. Once you start catastrophizing, now everybody's getting sick because it's an internal chemistry. That's how I learned it. There's a movie out there called War Room. She taught us how to pray. Or me, I shouldn't say us, but a whole bunch of us. When I say us, a whole bunch of us pray like that. It's just what I do. I don't try to tell anybody to do it the way I do it. It works for me and it works for a whole bunch of people like me. I can be a huge asshole when somebody's trying to catastrophize. I say, no, you're not going to do it. Not to me and not to yourself. Not around me. You want to, I'll put you on the counter. You can go and yell and rant and rave. I won't hear a damn word. I'll come back and hear you talking the same thing.
So, you were talking about catastrophize. Is that what you said?
Yes. How many people have to have? I know some very dear people that have family members in the hospital and they're sitting there perceiving them as though they're going to die. But when you have that perception, that's the energy coming into the room and that's the energy drawing into the situation. You can meditate and say, let's pray a little bit better. Prayers and meditation are pretty similar. Let's pray that the outcome is going to be really good. And they're going to heal from this and they're never going to have to endure it again. Those are the kind of, I will meditate on the spot. Prayers and meditation to me are similar, very similar. You're magnetizing whatever you want. Throughout the day, I lose focus. A lot of we ebb, we flow. If I'm not focused, I will meditate myself right into catastrophe. I will start focusing on everything that's wrong. Oh my goodness, I did this last week. Oh my goodness, I overfilled the pan. Oh my goodness, now there's water in the computer. Oh my goodness, the battery. Oh my goodness, now I've got down to one. All those oh my goodnesses is catastrophizing, and I was doing it to myself. I had to snap out of it, recognize I was doing it, and I even told somebody I had a big meeting with, I gotta go meditate. I'm gonna bring you down. No, we gotta stop this. That's how I do it. And that I learned from a dear friend. Her name's Lisa. I think she was in Ohio. Ohio. She said, when I get in over my head, I know I've got to just stop everything. That's that break, that pause, that, whoa, stop everything, regroup, settle down. It's really not all that bad. I've gotten through everything I've got. Let's just see what this really is. You know? That's what I get out of meditation and healing. It taught me how to feel all those sensations and the traveling of energy throughout the body through the epithelial stimulation, the gentle touch of pushing the energy. I do that right through my lymphatic system. My gene mutation is a lymphatic system, so that's what I stimulate a lot. I had to learn my own body how to heal it. The hospital didn't do it. They couldn't do it for me. They don't even know me. They were giving me meds to kill me. Meditation saved me. Joe Dispenza saved me. You know who saved me? Ashton Kutcher. He did The Matrix. That opened up my mind, and that is more, in my mind, there's more than a red pill and a green pill, a blue pill, but there's a green pill. It's inside you, right? No?
Mm-hmm. So, like, what does Joe Dispenza teach on meditation?
Oh my goodness, have you never heard of Joe Dispenza? He's amazing. He does all kinds of breath work. I mean, I listened to him before I did somatic breath work. With the somatic, it goes with the music and the exercise. But Joe Dispenza, he puts it together with the affirmations and the rewiring of the brain structure. I love him. He's amazing. You haven't heard of Joe Dispenza? He's cool. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put it that way.
Well, I think somatic breathing or somatic is where essentially you're getting you're having like a strong emotion, right? You might be, putting yourself out there, like getting very excited. Is that kind of somatic?
When I talk about somatic breathing, for me, it's the energy I've already got in me. I'm not pulling any in at this moment. I'm clearing energy. If I've got a calf ache, I'm going to somatically get rid of that cramp in that area, and I know how to push the energy through. That cramp won't come back again for days. Oftentimes, I never get that cramp again. To me, it's almost like an emotional healing. Okay, and then I see the body structure. I didn't have any arms when I was morbidly obese. I mean, I've got flaps for a reason. I had I got a whole bunch of images in there. I mean, my arms were like the size of maybe a leg, and one of my legs used to be, two of these legs could fit in one pant hole. I was up to a woman size 40, 42, which is quite substantial when you're thinking about it. And believe me, my body shape is I carried it from my rib cage to my knees. No wonder I had all kinds of sciatica. Stretching helps. For people that don't stretch it, it's, to me, I don't know, maybe other people find other ways out. The meditation with the stretching, the somatic stretching, is an energy healing. It's a removal of blockages. I used to hate that my family stonewalls me. I don't hate it anymore. I mean, it's actually kind of impressive. I got my whole family to stonewall me, which is not me trying to have accolades. I'm like, wow, I'm really that powerful. I'm just like, I didn't realize. I've always been a small person. Figuratively, now you look at me, I'm small, but I've always been a big person. But it's the opposite effect. How's that? I kind of went from a caterpillar to a butterfly. That happened through meditation, and it started with Joe Dispenza. It actually started with me, didn't it?
So is there like you started with what?
It actually started with me, didn't it? Because if I hadn't had a willingness and a mindset of what can I do next to heal me, I would have never even approached meditation. I wouldn't have found Joe Dispenza. I wouldn't have found Jay Shetty. I wouldn't have understood monk language and understand. My mom would have been an amazing monk. You couldn't get anything past that woman. She was outstanding with her conscious awareness. You know, I just wasn't paying attention is all.
So, is there like one final thing you'd like to leave with the audience before we close today?
I'd like to say everybody just, I know it sounds so cliche, but it's really a look inside. It's literally you shut your brain off. I was programmed to think that, well, it's all different than I was, believe me. I don't even know how to tell you how I was programmed anymore because it doesn't make any sense to me at all. I've changed a whole bunch. There's a lot more to change. If I'm angry over something, I now stop myself and ask, why am I so angered? What has got me so angered over this? This is, it's silly. And I step back. It's a reprogramming thing for me. And then if I get that angry, just pay attention 3 days later. If you get that angered or sad or any really emotion, if you get that level, 3 days later, whatever's going on in your body was triggered by that emotion. So I know. It could happen between that and 3 days. Whatever illness, pain occurs from that moment and whatever that emotion was in 3 days, it was triggered by that emotion. You work on that. I really brought it down to that simple for me. I have to. I'm simple. And I thank you for this.
Yeah, thanks for coming on today. It was a pleasure to have you.
It was a pleasure to be on here and be able to talk about it because every one of these podcasts to me is another rehearsal.